Good morning, students. I hope you all are doing well. So, today we are going to discuss our third chapter of human geography, and the name of the chapter is population composition. Firstly, understand the meaning of population composition. Population composition means a description of population, and this is according to the characteristics of population, and the characteristics of population are age, because in population we found a age group, different age group people. Then sex, in population there is a male population and female population. Their place of residence, urban or rural population. Occupation means how much population is engaged in primary activities, secondary and tertiary activities. And their education and life expectancy. So this is a meaning of population composition. So next topic under this is a sex composition. Sex composition means a number of males and females in the country. We all know that males and females, these are the important demographic characteristics. So, sex composition means the number of males and females in the country. And under this sex composition, there is a next concept. That one is a sex ratio. Sex ratio means the number of women and men in the population is called sex ratio. And this one is your important question under 1 mark. What is sex ratio? The ratio between the number of women and men in the population is called sex ratio. So there is a one formula to calculate the sex ratio, and that formula is basically in developed country the formula is male population upon female population, because in developed countries the male population is more as compared to the female population. So the formula is male population upon female population into 1000. But in India, where the female population is very less, so the formula is female population upon male population into 1000. So you have to learn these. This also comes under 1 mark. What is the formula to calculate the sex ratio? And what is a sex ratio? This one is also comes under 1 mark question. So the areas where the female population is very less, okay, then it gives us information about the status of the women in the country, because where the female population is less, basically the women's, they'll face the discrimination. There the gender discrimination is more. And the practice of female feticide, female infanticide and domestic violence is also high, because here the socio-economic status of women is very low. So in these areas the females, they are not aware for their rights, they are not educated. So through sex ratio we will understand the social status of women in the society or in the country. So according to the average sex ratio of the world, that is 102 males per 100 females. That is the data of average sex ratio of the world, and here the female population is high. So there are some countries in world where the highest sex ratio will found, and the name of that country is Latvia, which is in Europe. Here the female population is high. Here 85 males per 100 females, and this one is also important for your 1 mark question answers. So next one is the lowest sex ratio is we found in Qatar, which is in Middle East, and here the male population is too high, that is 30 311 males per 100 females. So the lowest sex ratio we found in Qatar, and this one is also important for 1 mark questions. So there is a one list which is prepared by United Nations, and according to that list there are 139 countries which are having the favorable conditions for the female population, but 72 countries where the sex ratio is unfavorable for female population. And among these 72 countries, most of the Asian countries where the sex ratio is very low, and the name of the countries are China, India. Here sex ratio is 933 females per 1000 males. Next country is Saudi Arabia, Pakistan, Afghanistan. So this one is also important for 1 mark question. So on the other hand, there are some other countries in the world like Europe where main population is very less. But by this we couldn't say that if their male population is less, then the socio-economic status of female is good here. Because in European countries, most of the male population, they'll migrate to the other countries for employment. That's why here the male population is less. Next topic under this is age structure. Then age structure, what is age structure? It represents the number of people of different age groups. So mostly in all countries there is a large population comes under the age group of 15 to 59, and this population is called working population. Then the aging population, which is above than 60 years, and they require more healthcare facilities because that is a old population, aging population. So the country where the youth population is very high, then we said that in that country the birth rate is also high. So this age structure is also important for 3 marks. So what is the meaning of age structure? Means the number of people of different age groups, and these age groups are from 15 to 59, means they are working population. Above 60 means they are aging population, and lower than 15 they are dependent population. So this is your important question under 3 marks. So the next concept is age sex pyramid. In age sex pyramid we show the sex structure of the population. There are 3 types of age sex pyramids. Number 1 is expanding population pyramid, second is constant population pyramid, and third one is declining population pyramid. So one by one we discuss all these. So the first one is expanding population pyramid. The expanding population pyramid means there the birth rate is high. In this type of pyramid, expanding population pyramid, the birth rate is high, and this is a diagram of this one. See here, this is a data of Nigeria, and here the birth rate is high and death rate is also very low. So expanding population pyramid shows us that the large population lies in the low age group, means the birth rate is high here. Second one is constant population pyramid, which shows the birth and death rate of any country. That one is equal, means birth, number of deaths and birth is equal. So this pyramid is of Australia. In constant population pyramid we found in Australia, because here the birth rate is also less and death rate is also less, means almost they are equal. If the birth rate is high, then automatically the death rate is high. So the next one is a declining population pyramid. Basically here the birth rate is low and the death rate is also very less. And this type of pyramid we found in population pyramid we found in the developed countries. They show the population growth of developed countries, because here the birth rate and the death rate, they are very low. So the next, I hope you all understand this. So this question comes under a 3 marks. So the next question is urban, rural urban composition, population composition. Basically we divide this explain the rural urban population composition on the basis of residence, means how many population is living in, how much people they are living in rural areas, how much people are living in urban areas. So basically rural population, they are engaged in primary activities like agriculture, forestry. Then the urban population, they are engaged in non-primary activities. Non-primary activities are just like are secondary activities, tertiary activities, quaternary activities, means in which the people, they are not directly related with the raw material. And the urban people, they are engaged in different types of jobs. They are engaged in industries, manufacturing units, transport and communication, then administrative jobs. So this is your urban rural population composition. So next topic is literacy. In India, how we calculate the literacy rate? Basically the person whose age is above than 7 years and who is able to read and write, and the person who is having the ability to do simple arithmetic calculations, that person is called a literate person. So according to the India the person who is able to read, write and do simple arithmetic calculations, he is educated. So the next topic is occupational structure. We already discussed the working population of countries. Their age group is 15 to 59 and they are taking a different they opt the different types of occupations for their livelihood, like agriculture, forestry, fishing, communication, transport and other services they'll opt. And basically those countries where the people are engaged in primary activities, their economy is, where the most of the people they are engaged in primary activities, their economy is very low and they use the primitive types methods for the primary activities. But on the other hand, the countries which are basically working in a secondary activities or tertiary activities, and they are also working in a primary activities, those countries are more developed and their economy is high. So I hope you all understand this chapter, and if you have any doubt then please ask me question in my personal window. Then have a nice day. Thank you.